What happens when love collides with rumors? Breaking news shakes the K-drama world as Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun go public with their relationship, leaving fans stunned amid the shadow of Lee Min-ho's speculation. Is this the romance no one saw coming, or the twist everyone feared? Stay tuned, because Red Carpet Revealed is here to uncover every detail right now. For years, fans of Korean entertainment have become accustomed to whispers of secret romances, stolen glances on set, and tabloid speculation that rarely amounts to more than smoke and mirrors. The smoke clears and a genuine flame is revealed. The shock is almost always seismic. That was the case this week when Seo Kang Joon, the heartthrob actor beloved for his melancholic eyes and versatile performances, and Kim Go-eun, the actress hailed as one of the most talented and relatable faces of her generation, decided to step out of the shadows and go public with their relationship. The reveal came not as a slow drip of speculation but as a thunderclap, amplified by the lingering rumors that linked Kim Go-eun to Lee Min-ho. It all began with an image, a single photograph taken outside a quiet cafe in Seoul, where Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun were spotted laughing, leaning close, and holding hands. The image spread like wildfire, first on fan forums, across Twitter and Instagram, before being picked up by mainstream outlets that plastered their faces on every feed. Within hours, the entertainment agencies representing both stars confirmed what millions were already suspecting: yes, they are together. The statement was brief but enough to ignite chaos. Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun have recently begun dating and are getting to know each other with good feelings. We ask for your warm support. The confirmation triggered a tidal wave of reactions. Fans who had long admired their separate careers were stunned by the unexpected pairing. Many celebrated with delight, flooding social media with congratulatory messages, fan edits, and declarations of support. Yet others, particularly those who had shipped Kim Go-eun with Lee Min-ho following their explosive chemistry in The King, Eternal Monarch, were blindsided. Some reacted with heartbreak, lamenting the collapse of a fantasy pairing they had invested years of imagination into. Others accused Kim Go-eun of betraying the silent narrative that fans had spun around her and Lee Min-ho. The result was pandemonium, not just in South Korea but across Asia and globally. International outlets picked up the story, with headlines blaring across entertainment sections from Tokyo to Los Angeles. K-drama royalty and real-life romance, wrote one site. Kim Go-eun chooses Kang Joon, not Min-ho, claimed another, feeding into the love triangle narrative that had become inevitable. What had started as a simple confirmation of love turned into a cultural earthquake, dredging up old rumors, fan wars, and industry speculation. To understand why this particular reveal caused such a frenzy, one has to go back to the origins of the rumors. Kim Go-eun's on-screen chemistry with Lee Min-ho was legendary. When The King, Eternal Monarch aired, fans were captivated by the regal magnetism of Lee Min-ho and the earthy warmth of Kim Go-eun. Their interactions off-screen, playful banter during press junkets, subtle compliments in interviews, only added fuel to the fire. Despite constant denials, fans around the world believed there was more than friendship between them. Went so far as to create entire communities dedicated to their supposed relationship, dissecting every Instagram post, every glance, and every pause in interviews. For years, Kim Go-eun carried the weight of those rumors. When she posted an innocent sunset photo, fans immediately tagged Lee Min-ho, assuming it was a secret message. When she appeared at events with other co-stars, she was accused of betrayal by a small but vocal minority of shippers. It was a phenomenon that blurred the line between fiction and reality, making it nearly impossible for her to exist outside the narratives imposed by fans. For Seo Kang Joon, stepping into her orbit meant not only courting the woman herself but also the storm surrounding her. Seo Kang Joon, however, is no stranger to storms. His career has been marked by an uncanny ability to adapt, shifting from charming second lead roles to commanding leads in dramas like Are You Human 2 and Watcher. His calm demeanor, paired with a mysterious aura, made him the kind of actor who seemed perpetually underestimated until he delivered performances that silenced critics. Off-screen, his reputation was one of quiet stability. Few scandals, fewer controversies. He was the picture of discretion, which made the revelation of his romance with Kim Go-eun all the more shocking. The two first met years ago at an industry event. According to insiders, they exchanged pleasantries, shared mutual admiration for each other's work, and went on with their lives. It wasn't until recently, when they were cast in overlapping projects and began to cross paths more frequently, that sparks began to fly. Their connection was described as easy, a word rarely used in an industry that thrives on competition and image management. They shared late-night conversations about the suffocating expectations of fame, traded advice on scripts, and gradually discovered a companionship that felt both grounding and exhilarating. Yet as their closeness grew, so did the scrutiny. Paparazzi began to speculate quietly. Though nothing concrete emerged, fans noticed coincidental similarities in Instagram captions, shared references to books and songs, and wondered if these were secret messages. The truth was simpler: they were two people falling in love while trying desperately to protect that fragile bond from the harsh glare of the spotlight. Eel, however, shattered that protective wall. Suddenly, every detail of their relationship was under dissection. Where did they go on their first date? Who confessed first? Did Kim Go-eun choose Seo Kang Joon over Lee Min-ho? Or was that a fan-made fantasy never rooted in reality? The lack of answers only fueled the frenzy. Entertainment shows ran segments dissecting body language from old award shows where all three stars were present. Online debates raged with passion. Some fans arguing that Kim Go-eun's choice proved her independence, while others insisted the ghost of the Lee Min-ho rumors would forever shadow the couple. Agencies attempted to cool the flames by emphasizing privacy, but the fire was out of their control. International fans flooded YouTube with reaction videos, some screaming with joy, others in tears. TikTok edits went viral, showing clips of Kang Joon and Go-eun side by side, paired with captions like "the couple we never expected but always needed." Meanwhile, Korean netizens oscillated between praise, "they look genuinely happy," "leave them alone," and criticism, "she led fans on with the Min-ho rumors," and now this. The chaos extended beyond fandom into industry circles. Brand contracts were suddenly reconsidered. Kim Go-eun, long admired as a wholesome and relatable actress, is now rebranded as part of a power couple. Seo Kang Joon's agency received inquiries about couple endorsements, but also warnings that his marketability as a single heartthrob might decline. Drama producers speculated about whether casting them together would be a ratings bonanza or a risky gamble. The reveal became not only a personal milestone but also a business calculation reverberating through every level of the entertainment world. Despite the turbulence, those who know the couple insist that their bond is genuine. A close acquaintance shared anonymously, "They're not interested in playing games with the public. They just reached a point where hiding became more painful than revealing. They laugh a lot when they're together. They ground each other. It's not about competing with anyone else." Shadow of Lee Min-ho loomed large. Journalists hounded him for comment, but his agency remained firm: "Lee Min-ho has no relation to this matter. Please refrain from speculative reports." Still, it did little to calm the storm. Every move Lee made, every public appearance, every social media post, was scrutinized for hidden meaning. Was he hurt? Indifferent? Supportive? The absence of clarity kept the rumor mill grinding at full speed. The public spectacle reached its peak when Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun appeared together in public for the first time after confirming their relationship. They were spotted entering a film premiere, not hand in hand, but walking close enough to ignite camera flashes. The atmosphere was electric. Fans screamed their names. Reporters shouted questions. Couple offered small, polite smiles without addressing the chaos. It was a moment that crystallized everything: the joy, the controversy, the speculation, and the undeniable reality that they were now Korea's most talked about couple. As closes, the narrative remains incomplete. The reveal has sparked adoration and backlash in equal measure. The presence of Lee Min-ho continues to haunt the story like a phantom rival. The question now is whether Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun's love can withstand the storm, or whether the weight of fandom wars, industry politics, and relentless scrutiny will erode what they fought to protect. We will dive deeper into the truth behind the headlines, the personal sacrifices made, and the uncertain road ahead for a couple caught between love and legend. The storm that followed Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun's confirmation did not calm in a matter of days. If anything, it intensified, spreading into unexpected arenas of both their professional and personal lives. While Part 1 captured the shock and immediate reaction, 2 peels back the layers of how the couple is navigating the relentless scrutiny, the industry consequences, whispered stories that give their romance both a fairy tale glow and a tragic undertone. Almost immediately after the announcement, the entertainment ecosystem recalibrated. Casting directors were forced to reconsider projects. There were whispers that a high-profile drama originally eyeing Kim Go-eun as its lead hesitated, worried that audiences might focus more on her real-life relationship than the character she was meant to portray. Similarly, Seo Kang Joon reportedly lost out on a brand deal targeting young female consumers. The company reasoning that his marketability as a dream boyfriend was compromised by his very real love life. Yet as one door closed, others opened. A couple endorsements flooded in. Luxury brands were eager to capitalize on their combined star power, imagining glossy campaigns featuring the two in Paris or Milan. Their romance packaged as aspirational lifestyle. Behind the glamour, however, the personal toll was mounting. Friends of Kim Go-eun revealed that she struggled with the intensity of the backlash from a faction of Lee Min-ho shippers. Messages accusing her of betrayal clogged her social media, some so vicious that she temporarily restricted her comments. For an actress who had built her career on authenticity and relatability, being painted as a villain in someone else's fantasy was deeply unsettling. Seo Kang Joon, for his part, repeatedly became fiercely protective, often accompanying her to schedules when possible, quietly shielding her from paparazzi with an understated but determined presence. One particularly dramatic episode unfolded when Seo Kang Joon was spotted confronting a photographer who had followed Kim Go-eun late at night outside her apartment. Witnesses described the moment as tense, Kang Joon maintaining composure but making it clear that boundaries had been crossed. The incident went viral and split between admiration for his protective nature and concern that such confrontations might escalate further. In that moment, however, Joon was no longer just an actor or a public figure, he was a man unwilling to let the woman he loved be treated as prey. Meanwhile, Lee Min-ho's silence became almost deafening. Each time he posted on Instagram, whether it was a candid shot of his dog or a behind-the-scenes glimpse from a commercial shoot, comments were flooded with references to Go-eun and Kang Joon. Say something, fans demanded. Are you okay? Others asked. The agency doubled down on their position, stating repeatedly that there was no connection. But the mythology of a love triangle was already cemented in the public consciousness. For some fans, the silence itself was interpreted as confirmation of heartbreak. For others, it was a sign of maturity, that Min-ho had moved on long ago. Regardless, he was tethered to a narrative he never wrote, able to escape the shadow cast by his own legend. As weeks passed, the media frenzy evolved. Yana's scandal morphed into serialized drama. Tabloids ran weekly updates, speculating on everything from potential marriage to secret quarrels. Rumors circulated that Kang Joon and Go-eun had traveled overseas together, their supposed honeymoon disguised as a magazine photoshoot. Fans tracked flight paths, hotel check-ins, even background details in their selfies, determined to uncover the truth. The obsession blurred the line between admiration and intrusion, creating a suffocating environment where the couple's every move became public property. And yet, amid the chaos, nothing remarkable happened. Their love began to normalize. Public appearances became less shocking, their chemistry undeniable in candid moments captured by cameras. Kim Go-eun's laughter, bright and unrestrained, contrasted with Seo Kang Joon's calm, steady demeanor. The pairing that once seemed improbable now felt inevitable. Even some of the most skeptical fans begrudgingly admitted that they looked happy together. The narrative shifted slowly from betrayal to acceptance, from scandal to storybook. But acceptance did not erase the dangers. Industry insiders warned that the couple's relationship could be weaponized in unpredictable ways. Producers feared that any project involving either actor might be judged not on merit but on the backdrop of their romance. Journalists worried about ethics as paparazzi continued to stalk them with reckless abandon. And fans debated fiercely, should idols and actors be allowed private love lives? Or do they owe their public personas to the fantasies of their audience? It was a question without easy answers, one that cut to the heart of the parasocial relationships driving K-entertainment's global success. In private, sources suggest Kang Joon and Go-eun wrestled with the same questions. Going public a mistake? Had they underestimated the magnitude of the reaction? Or was it, in fact, the only way forward, the decision that freed them from the exhausting charade of secrecy? According to one close friend, Kim Go-eun confided that despite the pain, he felt a weight lift off her shoulders. For the first time, I don't feel like I'm lying to everyone, she reportedly said. It's scary. But it's also real. The most shocking twist came during a live interview. Kim Go-eun, promoting her latest project, was asked directly about her relationship. The audience held its breath, expecting the usual deflections. Instead, she smiled softly and replied, "Yes, I am in love. It is not easy. But it makes me stronger. I hope people can respect that." Crowd erupted. The internet exploded. And fans around the world praised her bravery. For an industry that thrives on denial, her candor was a bombshell. In that moment, she reclaimed the narrative. Not as a character in a love triangle, but as a woman making her own choices. Seo Kang Joon followed suit days later. Speaking briefly during a fan event, "I am grateful for the support and even the criticism," he said. "It reminds me how much people care. But I hope you can see me not just as someone in a relationship. As an actor, as a person, I will continue to do my best." His measured tone, combined with his sincerity, won him a wave of admiration. It was a delicate balancing act, acknowledging the romance without letting it define his entire identity. By now, the narrative had transformed into something more profound. What began as a scandal rooted in speculation about Lee Min-ho evolved into a meditation on authenticity in an industry built on illusion. Fans who once fought bitterly over shipping wars found themselves reluctantly united by the realization that love, in all its messy imperfection, was both inevitable and uncontainable. Some remained resistant, clinging to fantasies that had fueled their devotion for years. Many others chose to let go, embracing the reality that Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun had created for themselves. As the dust settled, one question lingered: what comes next? Will they marry, as some tabloids breathlessly predict? Or will the pressures of fame and public scrutiny eventually fracture their bond? No one knows, not even the couple themselves. But for now, they stand together, defying expectations, rewriting narratives, and reminding the world that behind every glossy headline are two human beings daring to love in the spotlight. Out of Lee Min-ho, perhaps the most poignant truth is that he remains untouched by the spectacle, continuing his career, engaging with fans, and carving his own path. The love triangle that fueled countless debates was, in the end, more a creation of fanfiction than reality. Its shadow will linger, a reminder of how stories can be twisted, exaggerated, and consumed in ways that shape lives far beyond the screen. As the credits roll on this chapter, the story of Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun remains unfinished. Their love both fragile and unshakable, private and impossibly public. What is clear, however, is that they have already changed the landscape of Korean entertainment. To reveal the truth, they have forced fans, media, industry alike to confront uncomfortable questions about ownership, expectation, and the nature of love itself. Now, the final word belongs not to the tabloids, not to the agencies, and not even to the fans, but to the couple themselves. In their laughter, in their shared silences, in their decision to walk side by side despite the storm, Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun have written a love story that is both painfully human and undeniably extraordinary. Whether it ends in heartbreak or happily ever after, thing is certain, the world will be watching. In the end, love stories in the spotlight are never just about two people, they are about the millions who watch, speculate, and sometimes even try to write the script themselves. Seo Kang Joon and Kim Go-eun's decision to go public was not merely a revelation. It was a revolution. It shattered illusions, challenged fan-made narratives, and reminded us all that behind the carefully crafted personas of stars lie real hearts that beat, break, and dare to love. Romance has been met with cheers, tears, doubts, and debates, but through it all, truth remains unshaken. Authenticity is more powerful than rumor. Whether they walk toward marriage, weather storms, or simply cherish this chapter of their lives, they have already carved their names into a story that will be remembered for years to come. Perhaps that is the greatest victory of all, not in the headlines, but in the courage to live honestly. Dear readers, thank you for joining us on this journey through twists, revelations, and emotions. Curiosity, your passion, and your willingness to dive into every detail are what keep stories like these alive. Stay with us, because at Red Carpet Revealed, every secret has its moment, every truth finds its stage, and every love story deserves to be told. Next time, keep watching, keep wondering, and above all, Keep believing in the power of love and truth.